Okay, so I'm about to launch into number 72 in this blackjack series, and I think if I were to try to deny that I have an obsession problem, I would be lying to myself and to anybody who might be listening. Um, I actually put up the last one, um, sort of way out of order because I don't put all of these things online because they're all pretty much the same. They result in the same win with about the same amount of jeopardy. But occasionally things go completely mad, and the feedback I get is disappointingly sparse. But one of the things that used to come up was that I'm recommending a strategy which can't possibly work because it takes too much money. And people seem to not understand the point that that's exactly what I'm trying to tell people. Don't even think about tackling any of these casino table games without a huge bankroll. And if you do try to tackle these things without proper weaponry, without the right backing, then number one, you will lose, and number two, you damn well deserve to lose. It's really that simple. So anyway, off I go again, and who knows where it's going. See, look at that. Who would know from a 6 to 20? I mean, you just don't know with any of these things. That's why you must have a strategy which takes advantage of ebb and flow, to and fro, ping and pong, yin and yang, this and that, zig and zag, etc. And that would be a repeat. And it was a repeat because if the bet is below 100, then I won't take a turnaround win of less, or a turnaround profit of less than 75. And if it's 100 or more, then I insist on at least 100. And that's because there's no point in playing this game if you don't make money. I mean, that's the up and down of it. We're only 100 ahead. What went wrong? Okay, all right. I'm not going to fight it. Could have used that 7 there. Never mind. Don't like that. It'll work. Okay. 1, 2. That's a double. That's a terrible double. Oh, okay, that's got to be 5, 6, hasn't it? Now, if we hadn't had that 2, we would have been in good shape. So 5, 6, 11, 6, drop. Owie! 14, 6. All right, 10, 6. Oops. Well, that was a lucky one. 4, 5. All right. No, we didn't make much progress there either, did we? I mean, we're 4 minutes in and we're only. Ugh. This is a struggle, this one. If he'd dealt another ace up there, I think I might have been a bit suspicious. That was worth doing, wasn't it? All right, back to the min. Double for the loss. Bugger. Double for the push. Plus max. And the max is my max. It doesn't have to be yours, but I do recommend that you don't get greedy in a winning streak. Oh, what a peg. I'm going to chase that one. Well, I guess we got it back. Yeah, this is very, very slow progress here. Oh, 1, 2. Excuse me. Doing a lot of that today. My apologies. +1. Oh, just. +1. Oh, very clever. 1, 2. 3, 4. Damn it. All right. Slow, 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 slow. Double for the loss. Damn it. Look at that up there, though. I mean, didn't actually do me any harm, but. Oh, was that a double for a lot of the thing? I'm assuming that I'm on a plus run, and I don't think I'm doing that right. Guess I'm stuck with it now. Plus max. Oh, very nice up there. Okay, that's a chase. Oh, okay. Back to the minimum. It's a bit marginal, that, but. Double for the loss. Mm-hmm. Oh, just right. That's a repeat, isn't it? 51. 2, 3. Not good enough. Oh, all right. I take that back. It's a very, very low value race, this. But if you put it in proper perspective, 1,300 in 9 minutes is not really terrible. It's just less than usual. Double for the loss. Hardly a split. 1, 2. I'm liking these dealer 22s that keep coming up. Alrighty, that's 51. That's a repeat. 2, 3. No, 1, 2. That should have been 1, 2. Too late. That's a double. Made a little bit extra. Sometimes a boo-boo will make you money and sometimes it won't. Plus one. Bugger. 51. 51, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Damn me, 5, 6. That would have been nice. Okay, 5, 6, 11, 6, drop. 14, 6. Well, we can't go 14, 15. That's too big a jump. So 14, 6 it is. Okay, no, it's 11, 6. So I was wrong about that because of course I was in the drop zone. 11, 6. Oh, I like that. And now 5, 6. Oh, how about that? All right, we're right at the end. This is probably the last bet. Well, that somehow seems appropriate, don't you think? So we've made 2,500 in 12 minutes, which is not terrible, but I have seen better. And I will catch you another time. All right, the second blackjack session for the day. Let's see what we can do. Plus one. 51. So that was nothing. Double for the push. Oh, nicely. Okay. Back to the min. Oh, that was lovely. Well done, Wiz. Even better. Excuse me. Could have used that 9 for sure. I guess that's 51. I guess that's a repeat. Double for the push. 100 or less. Oh, I love those dealer 22s. They really are nifty. Double for the loss. Repeat. all right, overkill. 51. That looks like a double. Oops. Okay, so 51, 51, 51. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, nice. Well, this one's going a little faster than the last one. Well, things like that don't help. But the dealer is allowed to win once in a while. Just, not too often and not too much. 1, 2. Oh, that's a bitch. 3, 4. Eh. Try again. All right, got that one. It's just crazy to bet against these things randomly. It just does not make any sense. Any sense. Double for the loss. 1, 2 again. Oh, that was a pretty one. He nearly beat me up there, or at least matched me. Back to the men. Excuse me. Like I said, I'm doing a lot of that today. Wish I could stop. Aha! Okay, is that 1, 2? It must be, mustn't it? There we go. Double for the loss. Getting some jammy ones right now. That was a good one. But I mean, the mathematicians dismiss the whole idea of hot and cold shoes, hot and cold dealers, hot and cold tables. I mean, it's just extraordinary. And yet, anybody who's spent any time in casinos playing any of these games knows that dealers get hot, and there's no explanation for it. There doesn't have to be. What you have to do is just back off. I mean, this thing, Degen Dolt is a perfect example of somebody who just keeps bending over and taking it. I mean, good grief, man. What is the matter with you? What the hell was that? I guess that must be a +1, is it? I don't know. I've got to stop talking. All right, so that's 1, 2. Oh, that was neat. Oh, my word. And suited, too. And worth an enormous amount of money. But hey, every win is welcome. Thank you very much. That's a 1, 2. Oh, love it. You see, I always, every time I have 13 against a 2, I want to hit it, but they say not to. I'm going to double check. See, I give you folks the thing over on the right, but I have to dig around to pull it out. Yeah, you don't hit 13 against anything less than 7. And that kind of makes sense. Excuse me. That's a double, I guess. Oh, very nice. I think we're looking at 1, 2 again. I do like to see the dealer bust. I don't know why. It just has a special appeal. Yes, old Bobby Rivas on the YouTube gambling channel. So he's a very appealing guy. Poor fella, he got hit in the eye with a firework or a piece of shrapnel or something, and now he wears glasses that sort of magnify his left eye, so that he looks a little kind of like unreal. But he seems to have a really nice personality. But he plays like an absolute prat. He's very good at craps, but he seems to have a sort of a kill me attitude. You know, I mean, the better he does, the madder he gets. He doesn't know when he's won enough, and that's a major problem for any gambler anywhere. It's just bad news. We lost again, didn't we? Is it 1-2 now? That's not good. That's better. Look at that! He keeps doing that. Ick! 3-4. Damn it. I mean, you're not supposed to get pushed on a 21. Damn it. All right. And see, now I was complaining about how the last session wasn't paying well enough, fast enough, and this one is about the same. The other one was just off to such a slow start, I guess, 51, I think. And repeat that one. Alrighty, 1-2. Three, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That would have been good. That's not good. Okay, so that's 3, 4, 11, 8 drop. Okay, 8-8. So we'll call it 8-10. Ha! I always expect him to get 21 up there. You know, it just seems to be kind of like the standard practice these days. Excuse me. God damn. So funny. I have this thing way off downstairs in my kitchen, and Alexa down there. And I can
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Alexa, shut up. I've got 3 of them in the house, and the one downstairs will hear me sneeze or cough or clear my throat up here and say, "Hey, Ian, sounds like you need a drink of water." Ah, dear. Funny, funny, funny. What is that? That's a repeat. All right. Yeah, this is going to turn out to be about the same. Actually, not quite as good as the last one. Sorry. Double for the loss. Very nice. Repeat it. All right. Back to the min. Damn it. I like things like that. I'd prefer it if there was more money out, but that's all right. A win is a win. All right, this is a double. That's a disaster. Okay. I think that's got to be 2-3, so I'm going to roll on a little bit. Ooh! 5-6. Fair enough. The Wiz has to get a hand once in a while. There we are. Okay, so we made 2-7-7-5 in 12 minutes, which is not bad. Not bad. The last one was just a little bit less, 2,500 in 12 minutes. But it just intrigues me, the way people say, you can't bet like that because it's dangerous, it's stupid, it's suicidal, it's whatever. The fact is that the way that the Bluffin' Bobs and the Vegas Mats and the Crazy Codys and the and the Dana Whites and the Steve Will Do It's and all the rest of it, the way they bet is craziness. It's madness. And nobody says a word about that. I mean, they will sort of sympathetically say, well, of course, nobody can beat these games. Nobody can win at gambling in the long run. This is just entertainment. I mean, it has to rank as the most expensive entertainment in the world. I mean, even more expensive than God. I want to try and use a kind phrase. Ladies of the night or whatever. I mean, high price. The highest price is what? Maybe 5,000 a night. I don't know. I've never actually ever paid for it. It's just never appealed to me. But I mean, I know it does to a lot. I had a cousin, lovely guy, and he just loved paying for it because he said, there's no collateral damage. There's no aftershocks. There's no, in any relationship that you have with a woman, he says, there's always something extra to pay. There's always more complications and so on. But if you're paying for it, then it's a done deal, and there's no complications. And it's a point of view. It's one that I certainly don't share. But hey, everybody's entitled to their opinion, even the idiots who say that progressive betting is suicide, and they are in the majority, those people. So and I'm just trying to do my little bit to say, okay, people, stop and think a bit, have a look at this, watch what I'm doing, tell me why you think this won't work. Usually the problem I'll get is to say the bet's too high. Well, or you couldn't bet that at the same table, or whatever. All of that may be true, but the point is that any time you hit a table limit which does not permit you to make your proper next bet, do not allow the house to tell you how much you can bet. Back away. Pick up your money and run, Excuse me. Just make sure that when you do that, you pick up your down and your out in your brain. Next location that you go to, next place you settle to continue until turnaround. Just keep on at the same level. Falling back is what the pro losers do all the time on YouTube, and nobody does it better than Vegas Matt and his merry men. I mean, they are thousands behind in table games alone, and they never factor in prior losses. They just start again each time as if it was, and they talk about, get even or get even worse, which is a cute phrase, blah, blah, but that relates to their slot losses. It has nothing to do with the sort of six figures and, well, not more than six figures, but certainly, the six-figure losses that they've had at table games, not a factor as far as they're concerned. They just don't worry about it. They just start from scratch at a minimum bet, which for them is usually 300, and on they go from there, and they just keep messing up. And the fact that they don't learn from their mistakes tells me they mean to lose. It is the arrangement that they made with the casinos. They will not win consistently, because that would be a problem for Adam and the management at El Cortez, which seems to be their go-to place now. They go off to the Pepper Mill in Reno, which was one of my favorites, I must admit, all the time that I lived in Northern Nevada. Really liked the Pepper Mill. Really liked Caesars in its day, Harrah's in its heyday. Not so much Harvey's, not so much the High Sierra, but certainly Caesars. Then it became Mont Bleu, awful name, and sort of like Fountain Blue. It's silly, but they're entitled to call it whatever they want. They can call it a hole in the ground if they want to. Anyway, enough of that. Bye-bye. All right, so I'm on a bit of a roll today, so I think, what the heck, I'll do another one. We've had 72 and 73. 72 was 2,500 up. 73 was 2,775. Total 24 minutes with the two of them. Not too bad. And of course, rejected by the shills and You know. 22 I like, as long as it's not on my side. 24 is good too. Double for the loss. Oh dear. There you go, there's 22 on my side. That's a 1-2, isn't it? Damn it. That's not good. 22 on my side again. 2-3. 1-2, no. 3-4. I'll take that. A lot of work for 200, but that's all right. I mean, let's keep it in perspective. There's people who work very hard for 200 and they have to work a bloody sight longer than that. Pardon me. Oh, that's guggle. That's another 1-2, I think. All right. Brief pause. Okay, finally I'm back. Yeah, it's funny. I've been thinking about my best excuses for just continuing to do this, even though I don't post half of these, or even a tenth of the total number. Well, it's a little more than a tenth, but not much more. That is, of course, I'm building up an incredible archive of verifiable blackjack results, so that if at any point it became necessary to do a sort of chronological record of every single one of these sessions, which would be a hell of a job to have to do, at least I've got the basis for the information. So where was I? Did I just win that? Maybe I better repeat it. I'm not sure that was the right thing to do, but I wasn't quite sure whether I'd actually made that bet or not. It was a long time ago. Double for the loss. 1-2. Maybe. Oh, 3-4. That was a rough one. That was nice. It's funny, I had a vision of that 4 dropping before it actually dropped, which sounds kind of silly, but I just thought, no, this is not going to bust. And when all the years that I was playing in Nevada, I always knew when I was about to get a natural. I just knew it. I'd say, okay, but not before I put the money out. Unfortunately, that's the worst thing. I mean, if I knew before I pushed the bet out, but it's as the cards are coming towards me, and I don't know whether it's. I have no explanation. The mathematicians, the mathematicians, everybody would gang up on me on that one. But all right, so that was no good. Double for the loss. 1-2 again. 3-4. Oh dear, that's terrible. 3-4, 3-4, 7-8. That was horrible. It happens all the time. Okay, 15-8 drop. I can see a flight any minute. Right, 12-8. bloody hell. 2020, basically, isn't it? We're going to run away after this. So it's 2-2. Oh, look at that. Gotta like that, right? Perfect. Perfect. That was mean. Oh, dear. Yeah, this is building up to be quite an archive of recorded outcomes, not just recorded on paper, but visually recorded. So that's pretty damn good, I think. That was rough. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alexa, stop.
This is a reminder. Drink water.
Ah, shame. You get a lucky fluke like that. You don't want the dealer to get a lucky fluke, do you? It's a repeat of the 3-4. That's not going to do it. 7-8 again. Oh boy. And I could have used that 9. 7-8, 15-8. I'll give it a little bit of a go. 15-8 dropped to 3. Okay, 12-8. We've been here before. 4-5. Oh, there we go. All right. That's a nice surprise. 22. I don't like 22s on this side of the table. I'm sorry. Repeat. Oh, my goodness. Okay, 1, 2. There we are. Getting up there again. +1. This doesn't look good somehow. Oh, surprise. All right, back to the min. Always fall back to the minimum. I think that should have been a hit, by the way. I think I messed up there. Another pretty one. I think that's a plus. Plus. Oops. Oh dear. It's all right, rowing it in. 2, 2, 3. Bugger. Oh, I love 22s. All right. I think that's a plus. Okay. 1, 2. Back to the minimum. Yeah, the most important thing is to apply that. Well, I like to call it the gag reflex because it sounds cute. I mean, it's actually the gag option, but gag reflex just reminds me of that wonderful Pixar movie Ratatouille. Yeah, it tastes great once you get past the gag reflex. That was a good film. Clever, clever stuff. All right, this is not a winner. Uh, 1, 2, double. Oops. All right, that worked. Doing slightly better so far. Oh, that was a lucky one. Plus another one. Plus another one. Whoa! 1, 2. That was nice. I really liked that one. I think this has got to be the last, isn't it? Well, I think I can stand losing a single unit there. So number 74 comes out at a win of 3,312 in, oh, what a surprise, 12 minutes. So a shoe is 12 minutes pretty much every time, even without the turbo working. And so that's good. So next time, I guess. Okay, fourth blackjack session in a row, fourth shoe in a row. Sounds a bit excessive, but then I thought to myself, okay, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to see how long it takes before you get into deep doo-doo. Deep doo-doo basically meaning more than one gag before you get to turn around. Gag, remember, means get up and go. Okay, so we're off. Well, that's a relief. It certainly wasn't a good catch on the double down. Another not good catch on the double down. Another saved by the bust. So far, so good. Oh, fiddle faddle. That's a double for the push. Dear me. That was a lucky one. Okay, so we're back to plus max. Oops! So we chase that one. And we split. And we stand. And we stand. Oh, we just make it. That was lucky. All right, back to the min. Falling back to the minimum is very, very, very important. Double for the loss. Ouch. 1, 2. 3, 4. Ouch. 7, 8. All right. Didn't make much that time for our 1500, but got us out of trouble. That's the main thing. I do like those dealer 22s. Can you imagine a game where dealer 22 is a push? I mean, how preposterous is that? Just doesn't make sense. Why would anybody accept it? 51, I think. Are we? 2-3. Did not expect to lose that one. Or that one. 5-6. All right. Yeah, the irony, of course, is that in order to make a lot of money, you need to be seriously challenged, seriously at risk. Think about that. That's going to be 51, isn't it? That's 2-3. Ouch. Oh dear, overkill. 5-6. Oh dear. 11-6 drop. Eight, 6. Oh dear. 14-12. That was very decisive. 14-12. 2-3. 1, 2, 3. Oh dear. Oh, all right. Yeah, that worked. I like it. Back to the men. +1. 51. 1, 2, 3. Eh. Hate that. Hate that even more. 5-6 again. I think we're getting our asses kicked one way or another here, but we are winning more when we win than we lose when we lose. 5-6. I was lucky. I was very lucky. But I believe in lucky. Oh, this is silly. Look at that. Complete waste of time. What have we got in there? Ace, 2, 3, 4, Ace, 7. Okay. What was that? Double for the loss. Repeat it. Minimum. Double for the loss. Repeat. $51. 2, 3. Oh, clever stuff up there. 5-6 again. I think we really are getting our asses kicked here in terms of wins and losses. Okay, that didn't go so well, did it? So 5-6. So that's 17-12, and the drop is 4. That deserved better. Drop is 4, so that's 21-12. Okay, 21-12, 25.12. I'm going to run away from this because some of the stuff that the dealer's catching is just ridiculous. So 25.12 in hundreds. Okay, minus 100, the marker on the dark side, and plus 98,250 over there. So we are at minus 1,750. And be right back. Okay, so we just ran away. We just gagged right at the end of the last shoe. It only had about maybe 5 more rounds left in it. So we've lost 1,750. That's the debt we owe on the last shoe. We're at 25.12, which I'm going to call 2.5, 1.5, and the drop is going to be a half. That's good. 2.5. So it's 2, 1.5 now. Oh dear. 2, 1.5, 3.5, 3. Not satisfactory. But hey, what you going to do? 3.5, 3. I think I'm going to have to go 6.5, 7 to be done with this, and I will run away again if I don't get it. Bugger! Oh, look at that. 6.5, 7. So that's 13. So that's going to be 14.7 in thousands. We've got 100k on the dark side, 89,000 on that side. So we're at minus 11,000. 14.7. I'll be right back. Okay, we're at 14.7 in thousands, so the drop has to be 3. $17.7. Damn it. Oh boy. 27. We're in deep shit, aren't we? 23.7. Can you believe that? 23.7, 26.7. I'm gonna. Should I? 26. Well, we'll go one more. Okay, so we're on 23.7. And remember, the size of the bets doesn't affect anything except the panic stations and so on. But was it? What did I say? 23.7 or 27? Oh dear. Uh, 27 means 13, 40, but I don't think that's enough. See, this is what I'm worried about here. I think I've forgotten something because I'm 13. Oh, well, let's do it. And then I'll have to do the math. I think I've screwed up again. Oh boy. Well, I think I can be absolutely sure that that's enough with that double down. So let me just work it out. Okay, because of that very lucky, and luck does play a role in all of these games. Let's face it, you can't count on it, but it does. It does have something to do with the end result in most cases. I mean, like a lucky double down like that. So I clear that, and that means that I've got a win of 26,000 here, and I owe 12,750 from the other two shoes. So we had two gags, right? So that leaves us with a win of 13,250 again in 12 minutes, which is weird, but that's how it is. And this was a shitty bunch of outcomes. There's no doubt about that. I'm kind of tempted to take these last four, because we're now on, this was number 75. I'm tempted to transcribe those over to Excel, but I have to be honest with you, it's such a bloody pain in the arse, you know. And I'm sort of thinking to myself, the audience for what I'm doing is so small that do I really want to spend that kind of time and effort for an audience that just really isn't there, you know? And it's not surprising that the audience is not there because I'm in the wrong place. You know, I'm in a place where idiots want to watch other idiots throwing their money away because there's some kind of vicarious pleasure for them in pretending that gambling is a spectator sport. And I need to be somewhere where people aren't idiots. But there isn't anywhere like that because basically YouTube is a forum for idiots, or at least it's a magnet for idiots. There's some bloody good stuff on YouTube, but that's an awful lot of rubbish. I mean, seriously, real rubbish. Anyway, next time. So this latest session against the Wizard of Odds blackjack sim, it turned out to be really quite fascinating. It's only of interest. I do appreciate it's only of interest to people who give a shit about the numbers behind these table games. But this was a really interesting set because it did get shitty eventually, which these things will. You know, that's how they build the casinos. That's how they keep the lights on and pay the wages and all the rest of it. Although more and more customers are actually paying for everything in other ways as well. But that's another story. It came out at an actual value, which is the overall house edge, if you like, of 0.4%. So that's sort of 0.4 of 1%, and it's just extraordinary because it bumped along exactly the way these things tend to do, which is it's sort of like it was, kind of like, let's go down to the bottom here. It was 10.9 player edge, okay, because there were 6 more wins than losses in that particular number 72. It was, and the algorithm managed to turn that into a 28% player edge, winning 1,525 on action of 6,100. And all of this might seem to a lot of you to be incredibly boring and incredibly sort of like unfun and sort of buzz killing and all the rest of it. But if you really want to beat these games, you have to know this stuff and you have to understand it and you have to get on board, basically. Use a really, really reliable, viable, logical, numerate, sensible, actual, working betting strategy, okay? Useful thing to do. And then don't sit down at any casino table game without a shitload of money behind you. That's the key. Anyway, let's explain an important difference here, and that is that the algorithm does its thing because it's been pre-written, preset. It's not absolutely perfect, but it's as close to perfect as it's certainly more perfect than I am. Put it that way. And then there's what I call online reality, as you can see from the tab at bottom left. And that is, sort of what I actually bet when I was sort of like playing in real time, doing the narrations for the demos and all that kind of stuff. And the difference in this particular case is I'm happy to say, very little. But let's just go through these things. The other important thing is that the average winning bet in this session number 72 was 128. Boy, that's really small, isn't it? The winning bet was 128. The losing bet was average losing bet was 77. So that's an average win over average loss of 166%, which is very good. Optimum is 125%, but 166% will kick the ass of any negative sample any day. Let's go down to the next one. The next one was a 1.7% player edge, so that was nice. And let me see, what have I got here? I've got average win of 214, average loss of 129. Again, 166%, so more than adequate. The 1.7% over here was turned by the algorithm into a player edge of 30.2%. And, as I say every time with these things, believe it or not, take it or leave it, believe it or not. But this is the stuff you need to understand and exploit if you're going to make any money at these games. Next one, what do we get? We get average win of 407, average loss of 236. That's an average win over average loss of 173%. The session was even, as it turned out. There was no edge either way. But the betting strategy, the algorithm here, turned that into a win of nearly 4,000, 22.2%. And I think is this the last one coming up? It might well be. Yeah, it is. What did we get here? We got an average win of 1,348, an average loss of 461. That's a 292%. Boy, I'm struggling with that. It is so tiny. A 292% advantage win over loss. It was a horrible session. As I remarked as it was going on, sort of saying, "Oh, this is pretty shitty." It was a 14.3% house edge, which the algorithm turned into a 24% player edge. And, this is what you have to do. You don't have any choice about this. If you believe the crap that the casinos throw at you and the nonsense that you see, the way these shills, these house barkers, these performing seals, whatever you want to call them, clowns, idiots, the way that they play on the YouTube betting channels, it's a disgrace, really. I don't know why I'm laughing about it. I mean, what is funny, of course, is that, Vegas Matt, for instance, has just passed an audience of 1.25 million, and he's a disaster, a gambling disaster. So far this year, he's barely halfway through the year. So far this year, he's lost over 300,000, and yet people are watching him with absolute fascination. And he is a terrible gambler. All of them are. But I have to say this. It's not because they're stupid. It's because they're doing as they're told. I mean, that has to be the only explanation. They are told, okay, we will host you. You can help us get the best advertising deal we've ever had in the history of legalized gambling if you make sure that you don't show people how to beat us. That's the number one clause, I think, in the contract, whether it's oral or written or whatever the hell it is. But anyway, what we had for the algorithm was a win in that session of 22,000 plus, 22,238, an overall hold against the 4 sessions of 22.2%. The actual value, the house edge, was 0.4%. The indicated result, which is what you get when you multiply my action or Algy's action here by that figure there, an indicated result is a loss of 437. Didn't happen. Oh boy. And overall for the 4 sessions, average win for the algorithm 471, average loss 237. So that's just about twice, 199%. Now, if we go down to the actual betting, oops, sorry about that. Let's go up to the top, and we get a figure which is remarkably similar, actually. And I make mistakes. These bordered red things here are screw-ups on my part. They're mostly very, very minor, but every so often I pull a blinder and do something really, really stupid. But let's just have a look. 18.9% hold, not quite as good as the algorithm because of my boo-boos. And as I say, the algorithm isn't perfect. It's not perfect, but it's damn near. I mean, I trust it with every new set of outcomes that I put in there. I just let it do its thing. -1 again, 0.4% again, indicated slightly worse, 506. Exposure was high, 43,000 at one point, and that was because right at the very end we were like 15,000 down, 15 and some thousand down, and then the bet was 14,000. It wasn't a turnaround bet, but it was as close as I could get. 14,000, and we caught a double down. But obviously, you're putting money on the table. You don't know that you've won a double down until the dealer turns over her cards. So that's money in play. So that was 28,000 added to what the current nasty was. Go down to the bottom here. Here we see it. Yeah, 15,425 behind. The next bet was 14,000, and we caught a double down win. That's a Y, and so 28,000 plus that comes out at the number that I gave you at the top. But this is the stuff that is the foundation of pattern betting. Every single session that I play proves that progressive betting is the only possible way that you can hope to win. There is absolutely no doubt about it. It's not something that needs to be discussed by genius mathematicians. It's just a fact. You cannot possibly recover your losses unless you up your bet. Now, the way that Vegas Matt, who I'm constantly banging on about because he's the biggest sinner, the biggest loser in the YouTube gambling channels, what he does is the absolute opposite of common sense. He pumps his bets when he's losing, and he sits on his bets when he's winning. Every so often he'll stack them, as they call it, which is just sort of let it ride. Very, very rarely. WBG, his buddy, with a weird name, which is supposed to be, I don't know, world's biggest gambler or world's biggest, I don't know, geek. He's got the right instincts, but he's constantly held back. I think because Vegas Matt knows the deal he has with the casinos, and that is you can't bet too smart because that's bad for business. So mostly what they do is the complete opposite, the complete antithesis of progressive betting or whatever. And when I watch these guys, when I watch Vegas Matt and his crew play, I'm astonished at how badly they do it. And then, it took a long time for the penny to drop because I'm really not that smart. It took me about a year to finally figure out, wait a minute. These guys have been playing at the casinos day after day after day after day for years, and they still bet as if they just got off the bus from Boise, Idaho, or whatever. I mean, they oh, what I do now? Can I double this down? Should I double down now? Should I? What do you think? Should I split these? What does the book say? I mean, it's like, come on, guys. I'm sorry. I might be wrong about this, but I don't think you're as dumb as you pretend to be. I really don't. So anyway, there we are. That's the story we have. We have this sort of lovely, lovely little ride here, and then the wheels come off, and this is where the bankroll comes in. This is where you have to bloody, pull out your big boy britches, as somebody said on the TV last night. Just pull on your big boy britches and get into the game, so that you can protect your bankroll, not in the sense of betting like a patsy, betting like a pussy, but protect your bankroll in the sense of using the bloody thing. I mean, it's like if you went into battle with a big gun and then you were to sort of say, "Oh dear, I've only got 200 bullets left, so I'm going to have to sort of just fire a couple and hope I hit somebody and win the battle." Well, that isn't how it works, people. You got to get serious sometimes, because these games are designed for volatility and for the ability of a run of bad luck, a slump. I like to think in terms of a spike, which is in favor of the player, and a slump, which is the opposite. Some people talk about house spikes. Anything as a spike to me is something going up, so that means it's good for the player, right? Positive is good, and a slump is going down. So that's just me. But all you folks out there, you've got every right to interpret these things as you wish, but just keep in mind that what you need to do is make sure that your average winning bet is greater in value than your average losing bet by a percentage which is far greater than the house edge. And in this particular case, the overall, for 4 sessions, the overall house edge was piddly. It was sort of not much. But the very last one was horrible. The last one was 14.3% against us, -8 more losses than wins. And that would destroy your Vegas Mats or your Degen Dolts or your Bobby Rivases or any of those professional losers. They would be toast. Pattern betting was not toast. Betting, these are all the real bets. Online reality here is what I actually did. I did make mistakes, but in the end, the difference between me and the algorithm was not that much. So there you go. That's it. Lecture over again next time. All right, folks. I got a little bit sloppy, I guess, with the second tab here, the online reality one. I didn't explain what all of this is about up here, and also the chart title had algorithm in it, and of course that's just that's up here, and that shouldn't be. So that just to be clear, the bets on this tab are all the real ones, the ones that I actually played out. And are shown in the videos, bet by bet, round by round, in real time, with the time and date stamp and everything stuck on there. There's a couple of points here. This was pattern betting adjusted. All that is about is the fact that action for real play was a lot less than for the algorithm, and so the algorithm had to be adjusted. The algorithm win could be adjusted downwards to 77,000, 78,000, which is pretty good for 1,600 bets. 1,600 bets is probably, I don't know, call it 10 hours. So 10 hours, 78,000, not too shabby, really. I mean, it's better than most of us make in our day jobs, let's face it, if we're not Dana White. Let's see. Or Vegas Matt. What else do I have to tell you about here? Oh yeah, the indicated this thing here was too scrunched up, so you couldn't perhaps see. Minus 560 is the indicated result, which is basically when you take action here, multiply it by the actual value, which is the house advantage there, and you get a result of a loss of 506 according to prediction, expectation, indication, whatever. And what we actually got was a win of 22,000. So yeah, badoodle doodle to you lot. On the betting the count thing, that's always sort of important. The deck value here, 55% of the winnings came from 0 to +1. So, that's of no consequence to card counting. Total win for the neutral, 142,000. Total win for negative, 110,000. Total win for positive deck value of 2 plus 2 or more, plus 2 or more. That's true count, obviously. 7,800, which is only 3% of the total win. 90 wins when the true count was 2 or more. 96 losses, which to me basically continues my skepticism about the whole card counting concept. I sort of wonder sometimes, did the casinos make this up? After they discovered that Ed Thorpe's book vastly increased the popularity of blackjack, so they had to put in a load more tables and sort of change their whole sort of focus away from craps to and slot machines, of course. Turn it over to blackjack and then subsequently to baccarat. But this here is betting the count at 500. The minimum unit is 500. So what you do is you bet the count. If it's 2 or more, if the true count is 2 plus, then you bet whatever the true count is. So if it's 2, then you bet 2 units. If it's 3 units. This is per Ed Thorpe, and that comes out at a loss for counting of almost 20,000. Very high, relatively high anyway, action. But it's a loss of 1.9%, which is, I think, a little bit higher than the overall house advantage. Let's see, the overall house advantage is, no, I'm wrong there. It's about half the house advantage. The net house advantage is 3.8% for all of the bets on these in this particular sample, which is 1,600 bets currently. So there you have it. That's the story. And as before, take it or leave it, believe it or not. But if you want to start winning and stop losing, then pay attention. All right.